Well guys, now that we're officially in 2025, the storm of the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo's next generation is pretty much upon us, as if we only look at the work days and business days up until March 31st, 2025, then Nintendo is guaranteed to make the announcement for their next system within the next 60 or so days, and more than likely they're not going to wait all the way until March anyway, and a lot of people are thinking it might even be this month, so we're pretty much just around the corner now, and as a result of that, a lot more stuff about the Switch 2 is only going to keep coming out, as yesterday we talked about the motherboard, which ended up leaking literally on the first day of the new year, and today we've got some even more stuff, and honestly one of the most exciting things about this next generation system that I am really looking forward to, and this just makes me the most excited for it, so I have to talk about this because I do find it really interesting, and I do want to give you guys my thoughts. So if we take a look at this article here from Nintendo Life, it says right here, new patent seemingly confirms Nvidia 4K AI upscaling for the Switch 2. And if you've been following any of the Nintendo Switch 2 leaks and rumors for the past few years, then you know that one of the most prominent things that's always come up in all of these is that it's going to be utilizing Nvidia's upscaling technology, and this has always been the feature that I've been the most excited for when it comes to the Switch 2, because it's easy to tell that the Switch 2 is not going to be as powerful as a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, and those systems are powerful enough to run games in real rendered 4K resolution, where the game itself is being output in 2160p to achieve a 4K image. That is never going to be possible on the Switch 2. However, you can be smart enough to actually run a 4K resolution while just having it through AI upscaling, where the game itself might be running at a lower resolution like 720p or 1080p, but the AI upscaling can actually make the game appear as if it's actually running in 4K, and the game still looks gorgeous on your TV. Now if we scroll down here, it actually says Nintendo has just filed a patent which confirms previous reports that its Switch successor will use AI upscaling. The patent mentions Nvidia's DLSS upscaling, deep learning supersampling, which allows the hardware to run games at a higher resolution using AI techniques. And I know some people might see the word AI and get a little bit worried because it's not something that's really been loved by a ton of people recently, but this is definitely the type of AI that I wouldn't say is like a bad type of AI, because it's really just there to help you get a better experience with the game, as it's going to be making the game look good on your 4K TVs and stuff. Really, the bad type of AI out there is like that generative AI that can generate like art and characters and things like that, because that type of AI is actually taking away people's jobs for like artists and things, because they don't have to have artists to make character designs or backgrounds or anything like that, because all of that is now being generated by AI, and that's really unfortunate. But this AI isn't taking away like somebody's job as a developer to make the game the way that they want and stuff, so it's really just there to help you, and it's really going to make this next system amazing. Now we also have a pretty interesting thread here from Laura K. Dale that goes into more information about exactly what this could mean, and if you've been watching my channel for like a really long time, you might even recognize the name Laura K. Dale, because this is actually somebody who was pretty prominent during the Nintendo NX leak days, where they gave a lot of information that actually turned out to be pretty true for a lot of the things about the Switch. And I don't think that this is giving like any types of new leaks or things for the Switch 2, but just a pretty interesting analysis, so I still figured we'd take a look at it and kind of just see what it all means. And so it says right here, another new Nintendo patent published yesterday seems to yet again verify claims the Switch 2 will use DLSS style AI upscaling from the Nvidia chip to improve output resolution for games, rather than trying to natively run them at higher internal resolutions. Perhaps the most interesting piece of this, after a lengthy read, is that one example use case given is explicitly to reduce the overall game sizes to fit a modern game onto smaller capacity physical media, like Switch cartridges, which are getting exponentially more expensive for larger cart capacities. So this is honestly amazing, because this could mean now for developers, and especially for like third-party games that have like really giant file sizes, you could have your game now running at a lower resolution with lower textures and stuff, and the Nvidia DLSS upscaling is going to make the game still look good on the Switch 2. So obviously right now, if you have like a PS5 and if you have an Xbox Series X, you know for a lot of these games that are running in native 4K, they've got huge file sizes. We're talking about like, 90, 100 gig games, and so obviously the Switch 2 is not going to have that much memory when it comes out, and it's going to be filling up really fast if you're releasing like 100 gigabyte games on there. But this way, if you have like the entire game running at like, let's say 720p, that's going to significantly reduce kind of the overall file size of the game, maybe now down to like like 30-40 gigabytes, and then that way you can just have the game on the Switch 2, but the Nvidia upscaling can still make it look really good like it's in 1080p or 4K, and that could be really awesome. The example given is that a game with native 4K textures might need a 60 gigabyte download, but a 1080p native version might only need a 20 gigabyte download, which would allow it to fit on a 32 gigabyte Switch cartridge as the current max size for what Nintendo produces it for the Switch 1. The idea for being able to do the 4x upscale on a machine in real time. So yeah, basically just being able to have lower file sizes but still be able to have that game on the Switch 2. And that's honestly really cool. Also of note, all examples given in the patent talk about speeds and accuracy of either 540p to 1080p or 1080p to 4K upscales. So this is really cool because the game could be running even at 540p if we're talking about like a really big ambitious game, but the game will actually look like it's running in 1080p on your TV through the upscaling, and that's awesome. And if the game is able to reach 1080p, then we could actually see the game potentially looking like it's in 4K on our TVs, and that's even more exciting. And then it says right here, while I have some issues with PSSR on the PS5, Nvidia are right now the standard bearers of high quality AI upscaling with DLSS in terms of speed, quality, and ability to work well using low internal resolutions. Very curious to see this in action. And so yeah, I'm really excited for this feature going into Nintendo's next system because this feature is really going to be making this entire system so amazing, as this is going to make it so that even third-party developers who have really ambitious games could potentially still bring some of those games to the Nintendo Switch 2 and have them run at lower resolutions, but instead of how it looks on the Switch where you just have like really fuzzy and garbage looking games, this time you can actually have the AI upscaling make the game look like it's running in better resolution and still not have it look like garbage on your TV, even if the game is running at lower resolutions. And that is really going to save this entire system moving into the next generation. And I think that that's going to be so good for a lot of these biggest games now that are going to be coming to the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. And now we can possibly see Switch 2 versions of a lot of these types of games too. And I think that's going to be amazing for everyone because a lot of these games that are releasing on multi-platform consoles, they obviously want to have them available on Nintendo systems too. But right now it's just so much work to have it work on the current Nintendo Switch, but because the Switch 2 is looking to be a drastic leap of performance coming from the current Nintendo Switch and still utilizing all of this technology, it's really going to make it amazing for what's possible on this next system. And it's just going to be really good because Nvidia right now, as Laura K. Dale even said, are pretty much the kings when it comes to AI upscaling technology. As right now we've got other types of things, like I think AMD has like something that they use, I think known as FSR, and then we've also got PlayStation, which recently just had the PS5 Pro come out, and they've got their own AI upscaling technology in there called PSSR, and that's really good too. I mean, if you guys have seen, you know what, I'll upload this video in 4K, so if any of you guys are watching this on like a laptop or a 4K TV, you can actually go into the settings, put the resolution to 4K during this part here, and I'll show you a game on the PS5 Pro, one of my favorite games, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and this is actually a game that's being rendered in 1080p but is being output and upscaled to a 4K resolution using the PS5 Pro's upscaling technology. And you can see right here, the game looks so crispy, it looks so nice, and it's running really fluid in 60 FPS, but the game itself is running in 1080p. We can just see here the AI upscaling is making the game look so sharp and amazing because of how it's working. And Nvidia's DLSS technology is supposed to be even better than what the PS5 can do with PSSR, and if that's going to be inside of the Switch 2, that's going to be amazing, because think about what that could mean for Nintendo's like more ambitious types of games like Xenoblade or something like Zelda, with like the next 3D Zelda game where it's going to be super expansive and crazy and stuff. Like, there's so much cool stuff that they could do now with a lot of these types of things coming to the Switch 2 and having this AI upscaling. So I'm just so excited to see this in action for the next gen Nintendo system. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel as well. I'm definitely gonna have some more videos talking about the Switch 2, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Comment down below, let me know what you think about this. Are you excited for the Nvidia DLSS upscaling technology on the Switch 2? What are you looking forward to about it? Are there any games that you would love to see get utilized with this technology and come to the Switch 2? Be sure to comment down below and let me know. But if you don't have anything to say about it, just comment your favorite emoji down below for some engagement. I would really appreciate it. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.